Right, thank you. Welcome back to the channel. Okay, I've got my usual panel members. I've got Red Dead Panda. Let me bring them up on my little thingy so everyone can see that they exist. Red Dead Panda 871 and the new Legal. We're back
What's
for another
good,
little.
people? How you living?
So, right, let's get straight into this. Let me first start off where you can find you two guys. Legal, you're on Twitter and you're on YouTube.
No doubt. You can actually find my website channel too at Gamers Underground without a E in that underground. So
Okay.
it's Gamers UNDR Ground 2020 Wixsite.com/direct gaming. And then you can catch me, of course, on the YouTube channel. You can actually put in my gamer tag, which is the new legal THE all lower caps and then space all capital letters NEW space LEGAL. That will automatically turn you into direct gaming there. So I appreciate everybody that's been following me, supporting me there, man.
Yeah, Cordio, and
I'm on the Elite Guru
yeah,
channel tonight, and I'm having a blast.
and you're mixing it up now. You're a mixer. Panda, you've not got a channel yet going, have you?
I haven't got any videos up, but you can find me on Red Dead Panda Gaming. I will get some videos up, and I also just joined Twitter, so Red Dead Panda on Twitter.
Oh, there we go. You have to share this out then. Right, so let's get into my first topic. The first topic we're going to do, we're going to have 3 topics, and we roughly last about 4 or 5 minutes an hour on this show, so we'll breeze through these 3 topics. My first one's going to be Microsoft and Samsung partner on Xbox cloud-based game streaming. Right, this goes way back to February the 12th, 2020, when Xbox and Samsung started talking about partnering with xCloud and such and doing sort of some things together, but it wasn't ever really clear on it. It's just that they was doing a partnership and they're working on something special. It's now come out recently. Let me bring up my screen. That Samsung reveals Xbox Game Pass Ultimate support for Samsung TVs with new Samsung Access subscription, and it also be on their phones. So basically, you can play Game Pass Xbox games now on Samsung TVs and phones and stuff. And it's going to be via Project xCloud, supporting Project xCloud. So, what do you guys sort of think about that? The benefits of that to Xboxes?
Excellent. What an X. What an X hyphen CELLENT. Excellent.
There's no greater power than X, right?
Yeah.
That's right. What this does is it shows 2 market giants, right? 2 big boys in the game who understand that being together, it empowers their vision. So not only does the most greatest console in the world is promoting the greatest TV company in the world. You just can't beat that.
Yeah.
You just can't beat that.
I think following suit, because it's just like how Netflix is on, the Netflix app is on every single TV that you can get.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's gonna mean that
same as YouTube.
Other TV companies are gonna start following suit and go, if we can put this on here, this is gonna benefit us.
The Disney apps Disney apps also now gone, because we've got several smart TVs and you've got Disney app on them as well now. So yeah, you're getting loads of these sort of streaming services, subscription services now on various TVs, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's following through with what Phil was saying. There are all these gamers out there in the world available. Let's tap into that. Maybe they've never wanted to buy a console, but everyone basically owns a TV.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something that they try out. And if they like it, hey, why don't I play it on my phone?
Yeah.
It's being smart. It's just being ridiculous. It's having a vision. It's pushing forward. And I want to say
options.
Something. Yeah. That's right. I want to say something to you guys. Thank you guys for keeping me in a place where gaming has always kept me. And that's in a place where I can just get away from a lot of things. With everything going on around in the world right now, I appreciate Elite hitting me all the way from the UK, right? To come up on his show to have some fun with him. Red Dead Panda all the way out of New Zealand to come out here and get on his show, and we all can talk this game and stuff. Because honestly, gaming doesn't take a break. Gaming don't take a break to gamers, man. We're having fun, and it's good to enjoy this type of atmosphere with you guys. So I really appreciate you guys having me out, man, to
That's
keep me
cool.
talking about stuff I like to do.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate just honestly just being honestly just doing this and having a voice because I love gaming so much. It's been like my bread and butter since I was a child. And I'm so passionate about it, and I want to have a voice and give our community a voice, and create that positivity that we don't see because
Right.
our voices are consistently drowned out. If we're louder than the negativity, that's a positive for me. So that's what I'm here for, and I really appreciate it for the opportunity. And you guys are really cool, so it's great to
But
talk
back
with you.
back to the subject.
Yeah,
Right,
back to
but
the
anyway. But ultimately, this is fantastic. Oh, go on, Panda. You was going to say something.
I was gonna say, I just wanting to focus on the positivity there. Like, what is there negative to say about this? Nothing.
No.
You can't
It's
put
not.
a negative.
You're gonna get people go, yeah, but it's not exclusives. What? There's no reason to own a console. Xbox console exclusives. No reason to own a console. Xbox has to go game. You're gonna get the same that kind of nonsense, are you?
Yeah,
That's
but I
right.
can then go ahead and go, latency is a reason to own a console. Latency is a reason to own a PC. It's about reducing that latency. If you want the best experience because you are a real hardcore gamer who wants to play those competitive games or wants to enjoy it the way it's meant to be
Yeah.
enjoyed, you are going to go out and buy a console. This may be the way to dip your toes into the gaming industry, but
Yeah.
gaming is for everyone. Whether you like gaming on your mobile phones with phone games, whether you like gaming on PC, the Switch, who cares? You're a gamer
Yeah.
at the end of the day and enjoy the way you want to play. And they're
Yeah.
just creating those options and making it more available to you. Making everything exclusive to a console is actually excluding it from everyone else. Xbox is out there going, gaming is an inclusive industry. Come game the way you want to game. And for people to put a negative spin on that,
It's
what is
retarded.
wrong? Why are we
Right.
making
It's
gaming
ridiculous.
about only these select people can game?
Right.
Yeah.
Gaming's for
That doesn't make
everyone.
no sense
That's
at
our
all.
community. No, it makes
Yeah.
no
That's right.
sense. So if they put a
Well,
negative spin on this, they're fools.
the,
They're
the,
That's
the
true.
ones being
there's
being
yeah, the massive
yeah.
benefit to gamers from this is obviously like everyone travels at some point. If you're ever by car, you're on a train, you're on a plane, everything. And the one thing you can't do while you're traveling is play your Xbox. Now you can. You can
Right.
play your Xbox games on your phone. You can play your Xbox games. You can have a family member or whatever, because people often share consoles upstairs, having their time on their Xbox console upstairs, using playing the Xbox console. The other person sat downstairs can now continue playing their games on the phone downstairs or on the TV downstairs via this app.
Well, how can
Yeah.
things go wrong with accessing more mobility into your fun factor of gaming?
Yeah,
How is that ever a negative thing?
yeah,
How is
That's
our
where I'm at. How can that ever be a negative thing?
yeah.
Yeah, our gaming community is not meant to be toxic, but there are people out there who just do not want it to change, do not want it to
No.
evolve, do not want to open it up to the general public so they can
Yeah.
enjoy what everyone else has been enjoying for years. And I don't understand that negativity, that closed mindset that they have, that they are elite because it is exclusive. No,
Right.
be inclusive. That is
Yeah.
what I think gaming's about. Why do you think we have multiplayer? To include everyone so everyone can play together and enjoy that experience together.
Ironically, they will be the
People
downfall of
with
Sony.
TV will be able to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
ironically, they'll be the downfall of Sony.
ironically.
Sony will lose out on so much money for not having multiplayers, for making all their games
So-
exclusive.
So I'm happy, and I think Samsung's just the first.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be other TV companies are going to jump on board because it is another reason to go, hey, this is a TV. Yes, it's got Netflix. People love Netflix. Hey, it's got Xbox Game Pass now. It's another reason to buy a TV. If you don't want to buy
Right.
into a console and you can't afford to buy both,
Yeah.
buy a TV because you can then consume multitude different types of media as well as gaming media.
Yeah. And just like those, it's just another subscription. It's another person paying Xbox to play the games. Like, don't own an Xbox, fine, doesn't matter, because now you can still play the games via Xbox Game Pass Ultimate on your phone. You don't have to own a console. And a lot of them, people are going to say, yeah, and then compare the sales of PS5 versus Xbox Series X, completely missing the point that Xbox could only, at the end of the day, sell one console. PS5 could sell 100 million a game. But yet, the Xbox games could be on far more platforms than the Xbox, even though it's only sold one console, because you can play the games pretty much on all PCs, on phones, on TVs. There's even Game Pass going to Switch. It's on Switch now, isn't it?
I don't know about that. Probably is, but it's more far-reaching.
4 of a kind, baby. 4 of a kind.
Yeah.
Dummy.
It's more. It's
4 sixes, baby.
It's wide ranging. Like it's just extending that. I think it's a really big positive. And I mean, the more people we get into Xbox's community, Xbox's infrastructure, or I can't think of the word for it. Don't mean infrastructure, but an ecosystem. That's the word I wanted. The more people doing that, the more money, and yes, it is a business at the end of the day, the more money goes into it.
Right.
Do you know what? The
Right.
more Phil can do with that and go, hey, we're going to invest in more studios.
Yeah.
We're going to invest in making everything better for our ecosystem, for our customers.
Yeah.
Just look at what we had at the beginning of this.
We're going to invest in more powerful consoles.
Xbox didn't have that investment.
That's right.
And we suffered for it. Phil took over and convinced Satya Nadella to go, you need to invest in Xbox. Here's the reason why. This is our plan. And he goes, yes, I agree. And now we're seeing that come to fruition. And we're seeing it more and more. Little things that are happening. This happening with the Samsung. Game Pass Ultimate. xCloud
Samsung just knows how to partnership.
Eventually.
Right. Samsung just knows how to
smart.
partnership. Yeah, they're very smart when it comes to partnerships.
They saw the writing on the wall, and this would have been in the works for a while.
But the go on, sorry, cut you off. Go on, sorry, Panda.
The fact that they've got the numbers showing how many people have gone and got Game Pass for how long it's been out is just proof that it is the right thing that they've done with their investments.
What do you think about the 23 million people that was an addition to it by way of friends? That's incredible. By way of friends. That means people are gifting Game Pass to each other, telling people about how great it is, getting it out there. And that's 23 million? That's a big surge.
Yeah.
No matter what anybody says, that's a big surge. And it's already over 10 million subscribers.
Well,
It done killed PlayStation. It done killed PlayStation now. It's killed it. Live jumped up to what? 90 million? Together over 100
monthly
million
active users, yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I gift game sharing, and my sister and I share Game Pass together.
Yeah, same as me and my son.
Because it's so good. We're in the same household.
Yeah.
If I wasn't sharing with her, I would be sharing it with my best friend. He loves to game as much as I do. The fact that I have that opportunity to do that, and as an option to me, rather than just, and it's very consumer friendly. Rather than us both paying for it, we can share it.
Yeah.
And then word spreads, and you get other friends to come around and try it, and they're like, oh, that's a really good investment. I think I'm going to jump on that bandwagon. And it's just word of mouth.
Right.
And it's more about that advertising. Xbox is going to be everywhere now. Samsung TV advertising.
That's right.
Yeah. That's the unfortunate thing.
But look what they're doing. The investment is heavy because now you can no longer yap about, it's coming down to who's who, right? And that's what I love about every new generation, but when the ones that really truly gap, right? When you're talking about having the capability to go to 8K, having the capability to have 120 frames per second, reverbable fresh rates, all of that stuff, right? You can't have just any TV anymore to do that. You're going to have an HDMI 2.1 and above HDMI outlet for your through your TVs, so that it'll be able to pump that experience through. You're just not going to be able to have a TV anymore, and this stuff is about the future now. So yes, you can, but don't be sitting back talking about, well, why isn't my game doing this and why is my game not doing that? If you're not able to invest into your habit,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to invest into your habit because this industry is moving forward now. It's moving forward.
I think you make a good point there. Like, and so much there. And there's even a side point to that. Like, if you look at it, talking about how the TV will be able to do this, and this. Like, you're going to have a TV that can do, have the right HDMI to get that full 120 hertz option for FPS if you want. That's something where Xbox has been partnering with Samsung to going, this is what our console can do. Can we have TVs that do that?
Right.
Well, I just want to bring on.
Relationship is important to encourage people to buy TVs, new TVs, so they can take advantage of this console. How about not only can you take advantage of this console with this TV, if you don't want a console and you just want the TV, you have advantage with the games.
Yeah. I just want to bring up 3 points here that I'm going to just throw in here. Firstly, I think when you were talking about game sharing, originally when Xbox launched in 2013, the whole DRM thing, and they got shot down by a certain fan base and the media, but they actually wanted to do where we are now, exactly where we are now, but back in 2013. They was just vastly ahead of their time. And with the game sharing, as part of the deal, the DRM, they wanted you to sort of commit to sort of more digital gaming, which now everyone is now more committed to digital gaming. There was going to game share with 10 people, not just one person, but you could game share with 10 people. So you can imagine if that went through and that happened, if you could game share with 10 people, that would have been amazing.
Yep.
But it's a shame it was shut down by the media and the silly fan base, because all they cared about was physical copies. But then on the other thing,
Sony saw the writing. Yes. Yeah. You've got 3 points.
Yeah, I was going to say the other thing is, I think the big kick in the face here is they're partnered with Samsung, which is the rivals of Sony in Japan, massive rivals of Sony. They're basically head to head, and Samsung do have the edge on TVs and phones of them in Japan. And I think it feels sort of sideways into the Japan market by teaming up with Samsung, because now the Japanese will be watching Samsung TVs, using their Samsung phones, playing Xbox games in Japan. So their consoles may not sell, but they're indirectly going to be playing Xbox games and playing Xbox.
Well, Samsung's, I find, are a better quality TV than Sony TVs. I'm an LG fan myself, because I think that they're better than Sony TVs as well. Yeah,
Sony TVs are poor. I think a lot of, to be honest, this is not like I don't despise Sony. I despise them.
I'm going to buy some really nice headphones of theirs.
Yeah, what weird thing that is that? I despise Sony. What weird thing is it? But watch their films and listen to their music all the time. But yeah, their TVs are not great, and a lot of their hardware is not great. So, but that's the other thing. And then my final thing, I was talking to a PS4 fan.
Man. What's good, baby?
Okay. My other thing was I was talking to a PS4 fan and was saying about he was saying about Game Pass, how it's not worth it. And I said, right, okay, let's do the maths on this. I pay £60 a year for all Xbox games. So I said, then how much do you pay? How many PS4 exclusives are there a year? And how much do you pay per game? So he said, he told me how many games he roughly buys a year, and then how much those games cost. So it worked out. I said, so it works out you spend £200 or £300 a year on PS4 exclusives, regardless of the quality, because there's no quality. Because he said, yeah, but Xbox games are rubbish. Then I went into, okay, let's go back to last year, for example. You bought Death Stranding and Days Gone. Both those games cost you £60. You spent £120 on those two games. If that was on Game Pass, it would have cost you £60, plus all the other games you get. And if you do the maths of it, it actually works out much better to just have these games on Game Pass rather than paying £60 for a game that you're not going to play again. You're going to play once and not play again.
You can't defeat them with logic, though. We've tried. It doesn't work.
Or maths, or economics, or anything. Right, so have we exhausted that point, yeah? Should we move on to the next subject?
Jump over to
Right.
well, it kind of lines up with the topic in the first place.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'll let you run away with this then. This is your subject.
You can.
No, go on. You go for your. I don't really know too much about it, to be honest. As you said, I think it's only in New Zealand, is it? I'm not. Is this worldwide yet?
It's only in New Zealand, but Xbox All Access was
Zealand
announced like last year or the year before or something, and it was something in a way that kind of like how people upgrade their phones every year.
Yeah.
Some people buy a contract and they pay off their phone yearly or every 24 months, and then they upgrade again, and they just pay for a contract and a small fee each month, and they can have their phone and their phone plan, and they're good to go.
Yeah.
And they don't really notice it. But
yeah.
with the gaming industry, when you buy a new console, you have to buy a whole console at the time. And not everyone can fork out that sort of money up front.
Yeah.
So Xbox All Access, a way to pay for a console, like an Xbox One S or an Xbox One X, for a low monthly price, and you get Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which includes Game Pass for console, Game Pass for PC, and Xbox Gold Live.
Right.
And eventually it's going to include xCloud, because that's going to be introduced into Game Pass Ultimate.
Right.
So
that's right. So everybody that has the Game Pass already, if you're already been invested in the Ultimate, you're going to get that xCloud.
Yeah.
So I was driving into the city to go to work for like the first time in like 2 months. Actually physically going to work, and I saw a ad up for Spark, which used to be Telecom, which is one of our phone companies here, and they were showing a Xbox One S with the Xbox All Access, and I was like, hold up, what's happening right now? I thought this was only in the United States, and it was only during certain times of the year they were trialing this out.
Yeah.
They're now trialing it out in my country, and I think this is a really cool way to introduce it to people who can't afford to put hundreds of dollars down on a console, which is why Game Pass is so good. You can't afford to buy, 4 games a year maybe.
Yeah.
Some people can't. So this is a great way to include them into that ecosystem for a low monthly fee. They get their console, they get all that access to over 200 games, and then if they want, they can buy a game separately of that. And then the idea is eventually when the new consoles release, I think it's after 12 months they were talking about it, still in talks, you'll be able to, after you've paid 12 months off, be able to upgrade to next gen. That's going to be a way to get people into next gen if they can't afford the new consoles, considering what's happened this year within the industry. I mean, within the whole world's economy is kind of in the toilet right now. People won't be able to afford to buy an upgrade to next gen right away. This is a way to get their
well, this is exactly how iPhones work, isn't it? Because I can't stand the Apple phones. But I mean, to buy them brand new, with no subscription, they cost about £1,000, or do they? I'm not trying to be way off. So if you buy a phone, or you can pay a monthly subscription for it, and then you get all the services, and you get deals such as this. So that's what it basically is. It's just doing what people already do on phones. And Sony already do it on their phones. If you buy one of their Sony phones, you get a free PS4 Pro, and that is what bumps up their sales as well, because that is included as a sale. So every person that buys a Sony phone or a Sony, so they do it on Sony TVs or a Sony TV, you get a PS4 Pro, and it's sort of similar thing.
Because nobody should be shackled when it comes to gaming. Nobody. Yeah. Gaming isn't an industry where you're penalized because you don't have deep pockets.
Yeah. That's
not what gaming is about. Yeah. Gaming is about having fun. It's about having something to enjoy and being part of an experience where you can share your experience with somebody else, and also gravitate on getting somebody else to experience the kind of fun that you're experiencing. It's kind of like let me put it like this. I live over here by Six Flags, right? Mm-hmm. So if you live anywhere by an amusement park or a water park or something, do you see them killing people off with prices? Do you think they want to scare people away from coming in? Or do you think these amusement parks want as many people as you can? So guess what? I'm in Texas, right? During the summertime, of course, common sense, it's hot. cook an egg on the street, right? It's hot.
Yeah.
We got billboard signs out there that says it's hot as shit out here.
Probably
That's in Texas,
unhygienic,
right?
but yeah,
So
get your point.
So when you go to Six Flags, right? Now you can pay the top price right off the top. If you want to pay your ticket $75, I think. For the adult, I don't know how much it is for a little kid, but when you got a family, it adds up, right? Or you can pay the yearly bundle, right? And the yearly bundle is like, you pay like $120 something for the year pass, something like that, or you can no, I think it's like, yeah, it's like it's almost like $200 something, right? But they break it up. Now watch this. They break it up in monthly payments by like 40 something bucks. It's something like that. It's not even like a yearly. You don't even have to pay 12 months of it. They just break it up. Because why? It's more affordable for somebody who can pay at least 40 something dollars a month, get your season pass taken care of, that you can always upgrade to the next one. If you want to get unlimited drinks, when you go there, they give you these cases where now you can get as many refills as you want. Because man, getting refills at Six Flags is expensive, man.
Yeah.
It's not, nothing's cheap at amusement parks. So that's the same thing. Hey, even cable providers do this, right? Cable providers, now what's the most popular thing? Bundle. You bundle what? Your internet, your cable, and your phone service to your house. You get all three of that in one instead of paying 3 separate bills. Why? Because it's cheaper when they do it that way. You're going to gain more people so you can lower your price. That's the key to Microsoft. They want to gain as many people as they can so they can keep the prices down.
I mean, look at
That's
their
smart
name.
business.
Yeah,
Xbox All Access. They want everyone to have access. They want the people who can afford to buy the console outright to buy it outright. They want people who can't afford to buy the console outright, but who can afford to pay a small fee towards it each month. They want them to be included. They don't want to leave people out. There's no greater power than X, and I agree. I think they're setting this up, getting ready for next gen. They're taking it very seriously. They are aware of the economic situation happening, and they are aware that they are taking it seriously and saying, we want to do a global launch. We don't want what we did with Xbox One.
Yeah, that's true.
No. And we were limited. Considering how many markets they were in, Sony had a head start immediately.
Yeah.
Because
right.
I covered that in my last video. Phil said he wants to hit more countries this year.
Yeah.
Right.
Next year.
Because you know why? You made a good point. Because in the beginning, when they both came out, right, it was a week apart.
Yeah.
By the end of the year of 2013, they wasn't that far away from each other. They both were almost at 5 million consoles sold. Yeah. They both was over 4 million. But you notice Sony didn't break away until Sony actually got in more markets.
Yeah.
They broke away. It's just that plain and simple.
The Xbox launched in Japan, for example, a year after PS4.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're not gonna catch up to nobody when you're in fewer markets, people. Exactly. It's just the fact that they were in fewer markets. So when you look at it, if you take, and here's a mystery that most people don't even get. If you take the 32 markets maybe? It's 32 markets or something. I can't remember what the numbers are. But I remember when it first came out, I think it was only like 20-something markets that Xbox was out. Sony had tripled that. Yeah. If you just keep those numbers, the triple amount compared to what Microsoft did, take those markets out, keep the numbers that Microsoft has, and keep the numbers that Sony has, the numbers are not far away from each other.
Nah, it won't be. Yeah.
That's how Microsoft knows that it wasn't a fair play level field because Sony had more markets than we did. But when we look at the numbers and we see how much we made in our field, if you slash that, they say that they take away the numbers from Sony.
Look at the United States. Right, that's a really good example.
There you go.
Is PlayStation winning in the United States?
I think barely.
No.
I think it isn't it. I'm not sure barely.
They're so neck and neck. It's not even.
Yeah, it's neck and neck. They're only about a million apart. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's right. That's not considered a win. Yeah, that's not considered a win when it's neck and neck. You remember when we used to find out who would win in the Black Fridays, and it would come down to like thousands, man. It would come down to like thousands. That's what we're talking about.
And bear in mind, the PS4 is £100 cheaper as well.
There you go.
Yeah.
So when you looked at it and you saw that, damn, Microsoft is doesn't even have half the markets right now, and that's pretty much up to Microsoft, right?
Yeah.
We know that because Microsoft is doing something different this time around. Why? Because it's up to Microsoft. So now they're looking at a global release, like Red Dead Panda said. They're looking at a global release. What do you think is going to happen now? Do you really think that nobody's going to buy an Xbox? Do you know why they're going to buy an Xbox? Because there's some people who've never had one, who don't even know what the experience of it is. And when you throw Halo at them all over again, look, man, Microsoft is in experimental mode, right? And I mean experimental, I mean with an X, hyphen PERIMENTAL, right? When they put games on PC and they throw a little bit here and they throw a little bit there, they're looking for a reaction. You name me one game that they put out there that they optimized for PC that's failed. There's not one. ODST, Reach, the Master Chief Collection 1 and 2, Halo Wars, and what else? Gears Tactics.
Yeah.
Ori and the Blind Forest. All of them games succeeded. Every last one of them. So what makes you think Microsoft is going to think that when they put their games out, nobody's going to buy them, nobody's going to pay? Then they're buying old ass Halo games for $40.
Yeah.
And I reckon price isn't going to matter this generation. I don't think it's going to matter at all in the sense on Xbox's side.
Oh no,
You've
feels
got that all access program.
Yeah.
You're going to have the lockout or Xbox Series X. Let's be honest, it's going to exist. They'll be stupid not to. It's going to replace the One X as the low end model for the gen. That's going to be cheaper. Then you're going to have the powerhouse, which is the Series X.
Yeah.
They are winning on all fronts. They are hitting so many different economic groups and different varieties of people that there is advantages to everyone.
Yeah.
And everyone who puts a negative spin on that they're just being selfish. They're going, this is how I game. My gaming model fits everyone else. No one else can fit, it has to fit that mindset. They're not seeing that people have lost jobs. People are struggling. People have more than one job just to pay or to eat. They don't see that. They're only looking at their situation. Xbox is looking at everyone's situation. Yeah. And that's where Sony isn't looking at everyone's situation either. I feel like they just don't. It's a very different mentality. Xbox is a much friendly and open community and company, I feel.
Yeah.
That's what I get.
He just wants everyone. They were just well, that's Phil. They want everyone gaming, and Phil just said that. I put it in one of the videos. He already said that because Sony said they're waiting for Xbox to reveal their price for the console, and Phil bounced back and said we will match the PS5's price regardless, which then completely shut Sony up because then they knew they're in trouble because they know whatever the price of their console was going to be, Xbox would match it because Xbox can afford. Phil said they can afford to take a cut. A loss because they will be supported by subscriptions.
Elite and Red Panda. How do you make $1 trillion company go broke?
Yeah.
That's my question. How do you do that? And how long do you make that happen? And how long does that happen, Think about that.
Yeah.
Does Sony even have enough money to make Microsoft go broke? No.
No.
So why do people think that Sony is a threat to Microsoft?
Yeah.
They're not.
They're not. They're absolutely not.
Microsoft can run independently of Xbox.
Yeah, it can. Yeah.
Completely. If Xbox did not exist, Microsoft would be fine.
Yeah.
Because they are in so many different things.
Yeah.
That Xbox is just another part of them. However, Sony itself, PlayStation, is one of their pillars.
Yeah. It is the pillar. It's their front runner.
They will struggle.
Yeah,
Xbox is not a pillar of Microsoft.
No.
Right.
Microsoft can easily survive without Xbox. However, we don't want it to.
Yeah.
And I'm Xbox through and through.
Yeah. And I think that's what Phil's convinced them to do. I think Phil's convinced them of that Xbox can make equally as much money because gaming's the future now, and gaming's becoming as big as movies and stuff now. You get a lot of big actors now going into games and playing voice parts and playing gaming and doing all stuff now. And I think Phil's convinced them of the income that gaming's bringing in, because now gaming's surpassing music and movies now on revenue, and I think that's what Phil's preached to Microsoft.
I was watching this, and it was a really bad TV show, called Vagrant Queen or something on Sci-Fi.
Yeah.
And it literally, I was watching, I'm like, this could be a video game. It actually feels like something that, like Outer Worlds felt. And I was like, get that person who wrote this TV show to write a video game.
Yeah.
I'm making a break it right here, people.
What's that? Right, should we move on? Right, I think he's playing cards. Should we move on to the next subject now?
Hey, baby, we're making a new Halo game. Let's go.
Yeah, this the next subject. Yeah, is new Halo project in the works at 343 Industries. What could it be? So yeah, apparently they're working on a Kybril says a new Halo game, the secret one.
Right.
So and what they're obviously looking to expand the universe and do more with it. What do you guys think about this? I've never actually been a big Halo fan. Actually, my favourite Halo was Halo 5. I played through them all, and I didn't actually like the first one. The second one, with the updated version, of the sort of the remastered version, the cutscenes in it were incredible. They were really good. Didn't like the game too much. And the third one sort of is okay. Fourth one was alright, but the fifth one, actually the third, that was my favourite. I liked it. You know, people moan about it and the things, but I thought, you know, it was graphically good. The story is fun. The baddies, I quite like the enemies in it. The enemies were quite good in it. It was so cheap, and it weren't so linear, whereas you just sort of running, doing just a lot of running. You had more vehicles and things like that. So I quite liked Halo 5 personally. But what do you guys think about then the universe and everything extending after Halo Infinite? What do you think they're going to bring? What's going to happen in the future? Panda.
I just think, man,
Legal, you want to start?
Yeah, Legal.
I just think, hey, open more worlds, give us more Halos, throw in everything. I'm gonna lose, but hey, we're here. Expand new characters, customize our armor. What else can I think? Bring new enemies, expand on the story. It's just right now, man, Halo is open to do something revolutionary. It's wide open right now to where they can do pretty much whatever they want to do as long as they stay within the boundaries of the fans that made the game what it is. Don't lose that fact. Just stay within the boundaries of what made the game so great, you know. And as long as they stay doing that, I think they won't have no problems. I honestly think they won't have no problems.
I think what we're going to see, aside from jumping to what we're going to see later on this year with Halo Infinite, is us heading back into what made Halo so good and so great in the first place. Like playing the first Halo, my sister had never played Halo before, and she played it, and I was like, this is how old the game is, but feel how smooth it is to play. And then it gets better and better and better. It's built off such good foundations. I like how she said it.
Better and better and better. I love it. Better and better and better. You can't say it better. You can't say it better.
But Bonnie, head of 343, she is in charge of expanding and curating that lore and making sure that it fits in line. I mean, it's a whole universe. A universe is full of so many stories. You can only look at one piece at a time. So there are so many areas that they could expand on.
Right.
So I think that Infinite is drawing to a close in what they're wanting to do there, because the game's going to be released shortly. They are looking at where can they take Halo next. Looking at the horizon, then looking at the past. That is where Xbox is going in general. We're moving forward, and the fact that this has been found out that they are going to be starting a new game is going to keep people interested and hyped for Halo, because then they have something to look forward to after this game ends, because they know something Halo related is coming next.
Yeah.
How do you keep your Halo community hyped and engaged? Tell them there's more Halo to come, because those people live
right.
and eat Halo every
Yeah.
day of the year.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
the fan base that this is aimed at. And
Well, I think that's why it's going to be
I'm not the
called.
biggest Halo fan, but I'm
not. Yeah, but I think that's why they're calling it Halo Infinite. I think it's just going to expand and get bigger and bigger. And I would like to see, and I've got a hunch it's going to be more of like a Mass Effect world sort of series, where it's just going to be expanded universe. There's going to be planets you can travel to. There's going to be lots of adventures, and the game's going to just end up being massive. And they'll probably just add to that. You could include DLC with new planets, new missions, new ventures, and stuff like that. I think that's the route they're going to go down.
And the people publishing it aren't EA. They're not going to run it into the ground like EA ran.
Exactly.
Mass Effect into the ground with Andromeda.
No.
Andromeda had good mechanics, was okay to play, but it didn't feel like Mass Effect. You can't call a Mass Effect game Mass Effect if it doesn't feel like Mass Effect.
Yeah.
And so this is the thing that they're going to go. They're not going to call a Halo game unless it feels like Halo.
Yeah. Yeah. You got any more to say, Legal, on this?
I don't, man. All I expect from it. I want it to be able to take me to a different Halo, but take me to different worlds, man. You remember how the first one was? I want it to be as legendary as that first one when we went around. I want to see the AIs of the guys, of the Marines, a lot smarter. Because you remember, they were like dumb, man. They were like dumb.
Just stand around.
We need somebody, right. There's nobody that can replace Johnson. Just can't replace him, man. I mean, it's crazy how Johnson's gone. We have nobody to replace him. But at the end of the day, that's where I want to be. I want to be able to get off this planet, go to another planet. Like, go to another planet. No load times, man. Just get there. Boom, we drop down.
Yeah.
I want to see that real graphic, man. I want to see that hardcore. No, not hardcore. I mean, the hardware real-time ray tracing effects. I want to see all of that, because that's going to be the game, man, to do it. And if you come out swinging hard, think about it. If you come out swinging hard with Halo, it sets the tone for all the rest of your studio games. We won't have to worry and figure it out and try to figure out, man, I wonder what the other games are going to look like. Nah, because Halo lets you know out the gate what the rest of these games are going to look like.
Yeah. And the good thing about the Xbox is that a lot of their DLC is usually free. Like the Sea of Thieves, they continuously churn out quarterly free DLC. You don't have to pay for their DLC. Because
that's right.
Things just pay for itself. So unlike on the sort of rivals, where you're just having to give them money to play more of the same game. So it would be good if they just make a massive universe which continuously expand for free, just to keep people continuously going back to it, continuously playing. As you said, if you can add all new weapons, new armors, so you can then, because it's going to be the game's going to be free on Game Pass anyway. So it'd be good that I don't mind microtransactions paying for things like costumes for my character, you customise your character. Even if it's got a skill tree, that'd be incredible as well. If it's just a massive game with skill trees and stuff like that.
I mean, jumping back to what you said, Legal, about how you're wanting smarter AI and NPCs and all of that. You're gonna have that. People don't fully understand what is coming this next gen with the better consoles. The CPU is going to be so much more capable than the last gen CPU. We're going to see a leap in the quality of gaming mechanics. Yes, there'll be an increase in visuals, but what developers can actually do within their games, the way that they can now think and go, oh, I've got this really great idea, I want to do that. Oh, you can't because you're bottlenecked by the CPU. We only have this much available and we can only do this with limited resources. They've got this awesome CPU and they can go, yeah, let's try it. Let's test it out. Let's give it a go. Let's chuck it into the game. This is a great idea. They're not going to be held back. Games are going to flourish in a way that we haven't seen them flourish in a long time on console. PCs have already had that. They have the choice of what type of CPU they want. They're also held back by the fact that people who don't upgrade their CPUs and third-party developers who design for PC have to develop for the lowest common denominator to make sure that everyone has access. That's why you can see minimum requirement specs for a game on PC, and people have to upgrade eventually, but they want to be playing their system as long as possible because they spent so much money on their system.
Yeah.
Right.
You can easily get into consoles a hell of a lot cheaper than you can get into PC.
Yeah. Right.
Oh.
So I think that's right. That's good. That's right, mate. It's good. We love it. So I think we've exhausted that subject. So should we call it then? Call it a night? Oh, it's morning for me. I think that was a good show overall. Yeah.
Elite.
Working now. I'm gonna go work in 8 hours. So well, I'm actually gonna go sleep first and then go work. You guys up to much during all the lockdown and stuff? We're still recording, by the way, for the show.
I'm finna go work. I'm finna go work out. Get my cardio on. Just chill, man, and let this day ride out. I'm pissed off right now. You know, I lost a lot of money on this game. I still got, but I'll try. I try to make it historic, man. And now I'm trying to come back. Let's wait on this last one. Let's see if I can do something with this.
Got it.
Let me see what
Panda,
I can do.
you up to much?
Go ahead, Panda.
I will be working and then trying to finish Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I mean,
nice.
Both Legal and I have got 100% for our achievements on Minecraft Dungeons, so
yeah, it's great.
That was pretty cool. Now I just want to finish Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That game is long. I am so looking forward to how Assassin's Creed Valhalla is not going to be as long.
It's going to be bigger. He said it's going to be much bigger, isn't it? Pretty sure it's going to be bigger.
No, the map's going to be smaller as far as I know, and it's not going to be as grindy in the sense like so many side quests that are ridiculously really basic. They're going to be a bit more in-depth, and you're going to get a lot more buy-in to the fact that you want to go and do these side quests. That's their marketing speak. Let's hope they actually prove that to us when we put the game on and play it.
Right, okay. Well, let's sign out then. Guys, just say what you need to say now about your channels or anything. If you want to say anything.
My man, Elite Guru Gaming, the guru, the legendary guru from the UK, man. My brother, for about 5.5 years now, man. I appreciate you always getting a hold of me, man. Let me have some fun. Letting me mess up in prominence poker. Just let me burn my little 10 grand. I'm just playing. It's just 10 grand, man. I do this stuff on purpose, man. It's 10 grand. I got about 350-something thousand into it. So no, man. But listen, that ain't nothing but about $10 I lose a game. But listen, I want to say to everybody out there that's been supporting my channel, you know where to find me at. Check me out. It's the New Legal, lower caps, THE, space, all capitals, NEW, space, LEGAL. You type that into the YouTube bar, automatically Red Gaming comes out, man. Come check us out. This video will be going up in honor of my man, Elite Guru. And Red Dead Panda. I'm so thankful for her as well. This week, no, not just this week. The week before, too. She just kept me into that Minecraft dungeons. Just kept me there. She would not leave me alone. Hit me up every single day. Texting me, hey, you coming, you playing, I want to play.
Was you stalking him, Panda?
Not quite that bad, guys.
Yeah. You can't say no to it. You can't say no to it. But then, what was it, 2 days ago? Me and her beat it all by ourselves on the hardest difficulty. One of the best feelings of my life. So I want to say I appreciate both of you guys. And I hope you guys stay safe. Keep continually gaming. Thanks for allowing me to talk about stuff.
That's cool.
Off of stuff. And you guys take it easy.
And Panda, you need to get your channel up soon. Everyone, please sub these guys. Panda, you want to say anything before you go?
I should be getting some content up shortly. I have been really busy and just setting everything up. So look out for me. Hopefully you'll see something shortly, and I just want to say thanks. It's been really cool. I enjoy hanging out with you guys, gaming with you guys, and I want to be a bigger part of the community, so hit me up if you want to have a game with me sometime.
So please sub and share.
Hey, Alita, if you can, if you can in the description box, man, put our info down, man.
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll put a link in. Yeah. So please sub and share the channel out to everyone you can. Twitter, anything in the world. I don't know, wherever you can. Thank you all for watching.
Hit that like button, guys.
Yeah, I need more likes. Need more subs. And goodbye for now. Bosh.